What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Krayonn Rocket Podcast. So definitely in a different environment, right? My scenery is different. The reason for that is because I recorded the whole podcast, realized the setting for the mic was not set right, so it did not record no audio. So you pretty much just were watching a silent podcast with nothing to hear. So that was awkward. So didn't really feel like re-recording it that night because I was just like, man, you know, just wasn't feeling it. So I'm gonna do it now. It's a little bit of a day late, but better late than never, right? So first topic, right? First topic: APD make arrest in hotel circle homicide. So yeah, so you could see that, man, like, it's just crazy, right? They make this arrest at the hotel circle. I think that's just like kind of like a environment or a place where there's just a lot of hotels, I'm thinking. But right, there's a homicide. So the dude, like, it's a little crazy. It's like, okay, so another homicide in Albuquerque. Okay. Now what? Let's go ahead and watch the video, and then we'll get right back to.
Albuquerque police have arrested a man accused of killing a woman in a hotel parking lot. Police say January 29th, 19-year-old Trey Bosby was with the victim, Jessica Benavides, inside a silver BMW at the Wyndham Albuquerque on Hotel Circle. Witnesses had told investigators the two got in an argument, and before Benavides died, she told them, "The guy who sleeps in the silver BMW is the one who stabbed me." Bosby was known to frequent that hotel regularly, so staff knew who he was.
This. Yeah, so, right, this dude is a regular. Like, they've seen him before, right? They've seen him in the area. They've seen him in the area before, right? They've seen him. He lives out of his car, right? He lives out of his car. So, like, and then he goes and commits this crime. He commits this murder, right? This homicide, right? I don't know if maybe he didn't expect not to get caught, but it's just like, come on, bro. Like, you literally just, like, committed a murder in a place where you have always been, where people know where you are, right? And the fact that the woman had the wherewithal to be like, hey, the one that attacked me is the dude that lives in the car. To have the wherewithal to be able to do that. The wherewithal to be able to, like, make that last, like, plea, like, hey, I know what happened. This is the dude. This is what, and like, blah. Then boom. So big ups to the woman that was able to do that. You know, definitely blessed with the opportunity to still have enough breath in her lungs to be able to say that, right? So the next topic is APS teacher sexually assaults 2 students. Let's go ahead and watch the video.
A second-grade APS teacher is accused of sexually abusing 2 of his students. Bernalillo County deputies arrested 45-year-old Danny Aldaz today. Aldaz has been teaching at Via Vista Elementary School since 2013. BCSO says the case involves 2 of his students during different school years. APS placed Aldaz on leave when they were notified of the investigation. Aldaz has also previously taught at Edward Gonzalez and Helen Cordero Elementary. He's also a kids yoga instructor at a local studio. BCSO is asking anyone who may have also been a victim of Aldaz to contact them.
Right, so this dude just creepy. Like, so he teaches yoga classes for elementary school kids. He, sexually assaulted 2 kids already. These allegations are against him. He already looks like a creep. You're a yoga instructor for kids. You're a male. I think I think it's a little bit more like normal if it was like a female that was a yoga instructor for kids, just because usually female teachers aren't really creeps like that. But I mean, maybe it's just like a culture. I don't know what it is. But having this dude as a yoga instructor for little kids, for elementary school kids, it don't sit right with me, right? I have a daughter, so I would not be like, yeah, no, what that's cool. No, it wouldn't be cool. It would not be right. It would not be appropriate. None of that. It would just be like, why, right? So I think they need to get rid of this dude. Don't put him from this school to another and stuff like that. No, we don't need that no more. We need the dude to be reprimanded for it, right? We need him to really be punished for this, right? And not around kids. Like, why, if he's having these sexual assaults, why is he a yoga instructor? It don't make sense, right? This whole world is like upside down. It just don't make no sense, bro. It makes no sense. And I'm just like, come on. Like, why? Why are we dealing with this? Why are we going through this once again, right? So, next story. A couple is accused of torturing a man. Let's watch the video and then we'll get right back to it.
A couple accused of tying up a man and torturing him is behind bars. Robert Eugene Krayonn and Adriana Chavez are accused of luring a man to their home near Gibson and I-25 last month, zip tying his hands, and questioning him about someone Krayonn said owed him money. Police say Krayonn shot the man in the foot and threatened to shoot him in the chest, also threatened to burn his face and shoved an object up his nose. The man eventually escaped. Krayonn and Chavez were arrested last week. A judge has already ruled to keep Chavez locked up until trial. Krayonn's hearing is scheduled on that for tomorrow.
So, this couple, they tortured this dude. I think it's based off of like a drug deal, right? He owes money. They torture the dude. Very horrendous ways, right? But that's the thing. When you get in the game like that, when you get into these drug deals, or you're just into that situation, into those scenarios, right? Of course, you got to understand that this is a possible way or a possible outcome, right? This is a possibility of what may occur, right? You might get killed, you might get tortured, all these different things, right? And we want to act like, oh no, that's how. I mean, don't get me wrong, the whole act of it is really very inhumane, but this is what happens in that environment. This is what happens when you cross these people and they don't play around with their merchandise. They don't play around with their drugs, right? This is their inventory. This is their livelihood. This is how they make money, right? No, you don't get in the way of that and then think it's going to be okay, right? So I'm not saying it was right, but you know the type of things that you're going to get yourself into in this scenario, right? So we're going to get into another story. This is details on the Amber Alert with the woman that took her two kids CYFD at a dental appointment. So let's go ahead and get to that.
We're learning more about the abduction of two boys by their non-custodial mother that prompted an Amber Alert. CYFD says Clarissa Covington was approved to be at a dentist appointment Tuesday for her 6- and 3-year-olds. But according to a criminal complaint, when they were done, Covington grabbed the boys and put them in her car. A CYFD worker says she stepped in front of the car to keep Covington from leaving, but had to jump out of the way so she wasn't run over. She says Covington sped into traffic without the boys buckled, almost hitting other cars. Officers found Covington and the kids yesterday afternoon at a motel near Carlisle and Manal. Now, according to the criminal complaint, the children were in CYFD custody because they had been placed in numerous dangerous situations in the past. They noted that one child had injuries to his head and face at one point, and there was a previous report of a gun being pointed at the older boy. Covington is now charged with aggravated assault, custodial interference, and child abuse. Prosecutors are asking she stay locked up until trial. Now,
so yeah. See, very sketchy, right? She's dating the dude, Fabian Gonzalez, right? This dude murdered Victoria Martin. A lot of horrendous ways, a lot of different things. Very inhumane, very violent, very disturbing and disgusting, right? We ain't gonna talk too much about that, but she's currently dating the dude. Okay. She ain't supposed to have full custody of her kids. They're in CYFD custody, right? But they allow her to be there at the dental appointment and stuff. Right after the dental appointment, puts the kids in the car, tries to drive away, skirts a little bit past the CYFD worker, goes on, Amber Alert goes off, find them at a hotel. The kids have some like injuries or like bruises and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, this is a real reason why that we should not have had her, that we like, and it's no one's fault, really, but it's like, okay, this woman does not deserve to be around her kids. She's dating a guy that murdered a little girl. Very violent. And they don't know if this has anything to do with him or anything like that. But you could only assume, right? Because she has no previous criminal record. But here she is, here she is with this whole situation. She tries to run from police, hide, all these things with the kids. I don't know about that. That just seems really sketchy, right? That seems really odd. Seems really off. So it's like, okay, I think they just need to make sure she should not be around her kids at all, just because of the situation and everything like that, and who she's with, all these different factors, the fact that she just ran off with the kids, all these different factors should play in that. Nah, she ain't gonna be around her kids no more, right? No more. So yeah, just don't let her be around her kids at all, man. Just don't let her be around her kids at all. So next story, Trent Shelton. I just try to find like a 5-minute video that has some type of motivational, inspirational talk. So this one is be loyal to your worth. Right? Be loyal to your worth. So we're going to watch it and then we'll be right back. Right? So be loyal to your worth. Like that should be a big thing, right? That should be a big thing because like think about it. A lot of us, we ain't put value in ourselves, right? We ain't put value in our worth. We ain't put value in our integrity. None of that. We just kind of float on by. We think things are okay, but no, they're really not, right? They're just kind of like, it's whatever. You kind of get complacent. You don't put value in your worth. You don't put value in your work ethic. You don't put value in who you are, what you do, or anything like that, right? You kind of just, shrug it off. You're like, it's whatever. It's just another shot to the chin. It's nothing. It's nothing really that spectacular. It's nothing really that important, right? So we just kind of brush it off. We're like, it's whatever, right? But why aren't we putting value? Why aren't we being loyal to our worth, right? First off, why aren't we putting the value in our worth, right? And why aren't we being loyal to that value of our worth, right? Because who we are, we're made in God's image, right? We should not be talked down upon. We should not be taken advantage of. We should not be looked down on. We should not be like, it's just that one kid, right? Or it's that one girl, they ain't nothing. They're past. Yeah, probably not. Right? That should not be the issue. That should not be one of the main things that they talk about, right? So when you think about it, it's like, okay, then what? Then what, right? So when we're looking at it, when we're thinking about it, we're like, okay, we need to start adding value to ourselves. We need to start seeing our worth, right? We need to be loyal to that worth, right? Because who we are and what we do is very, very amazing and very powerful. So I hope this motivated you in some type of way. And what? I'm going to have to, without further ado, I'm going to bid you adieu. And I'd appreciate it if you subscribe too. Until next time.